So translation, nothing's happening to our figure, getting big or small. All it's doing is it's moving across the graph. Okay, so for the translation vector, that's kind of the rule that we're going to follow. Okay, so we start with our original image, xy. What does xy mean to us?
Graph.
It's a coordinate, right? It's how we graph it. So we start with our original xy, and then it slides or moves to its new position. So we have x, and it's going to change, and then y is going to change. Okay, so that's our translation vector we're going to talk about. That's the rule. Okay, with reflections, what was the rule? What did it tell us for reflections? We kind of already talked about it.
Oh, reflections. I can't. Oh.
What did it tell us to do?
Didn't it tell us to describe the transition?
Right, how did we describe a reflection?
What?
We drew what?
A line.
We drew the line in, and then we named that line, right? That's how the reflection was working. Okay, this is how we're going to describe the translation. Okay, so let's look at that next slide here. Okay, it gives us a vector. We're going to use that vector. We're going to change it into words. Okay, so what direction does x move? Left, right, up, and down?
Left, right.
X is left and right. So -5, what direction are we going to go?
-5.
We're going to go -5, which is left or right.
Left.
Yep, so left 5 is our rule for that one. And then what does it say for the y? It says, that's supposed to be a y, I apologize. Y -7. Y left, right, up, or down?
Down.
It's up and down, and since it says -7, where are we going? Down 7. So we just took the vector and we changed it into words to make sense to us. Okay, now we're going to apply the rule, okay? I'm going to pick S. Could you pick T? Yes, it doesn't matter which one you do, just like reflections, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to pick S. With S, I'm going to follow this rule that we just came up with. I'm going to go left 5 and down 7. And I'm going to do the same thing to T. I'm going to go left 5 and down 7. What do we name our new points? How do we label them? We called it S prime and T prime. Remember those apostrophes we talked about on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. Now look at the original compared to our new image.
It just looks like
What happened?
You just moved it at like I don't know what it's called.
All it did was slide, right? It didn't flip, it didn't rotate, it didn't do anything. All it did was slid. Okay, each point moved left 5 and down 7. Okay? Questions so far before we try some more? When you're ready, go ahead and flip your notes over. Sorry, are you still looking? This next one, let's look at what our vector says. It says x plus 3 and y plus 2. What does x plus 3 mean?
Right.
Right, we're going in the positive direction, so we need to go right 3.
And then y2 would be up 2.
And then y plus 2, we go up 2. So now that we wrote the rule, we're going to use it. Okay, so does it matter what point I start with? Nope, I'm going to pick B. What do I need to do first? Right 3 and then up 2. And then what do I label it?
It's prime.
B prime. Yep. What about C? What do I do with C? Same thing, right? There's a pattern happening. You're going to do the same thing to each one. And we have C prime. What about D? Same thing. And then A. Same thing. So you're going to follow the same rule the whole time. Again, what's happening to our shape?
It's just moving.
It's just moving. It's switching its position on the graph. All it's doing is sliding. It's not turning, not reflecting, not getting smaller or bigger. It's just sliding.
Alright.
Okay? Want to label, right? We want to get the meaning of what's happening. So if I do x plus 4, what direction does x move? Because it says plus, so we want right 4. And then y minus 6, what direction does y go? It goes down because it's negative. Yep, so down 6. Doesn't matter what point I start with?
No.
Nope. So what do I do with J? Right 4, down 6. Okay? I meant what do I do with letter K, not okay. Over 4, down 6. And what about L? Same thing, right? Is it on the last one? And then last thing, connect and label. Yep. What happened to our image? It just slid. Okay. Let's talk about that bottom left one on your notes. What is happening? What's different about this one? X doesn't have a number with it. Okay, so we have X. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit. We have X and we have Y minus 3. We know what Y minus 3 means. What's that? Down 3. Why is it not left 3? Right, because Y goes up and down, so it has to be down 3. What do we think about the X?
It's X. X is just 1.
If it's plus 1, which way are we moving? Okay. If it wanted us to move right 1, what would it say? It would say X plus 1. What? Right, the X would just stay the same. The X does not move. Okay, so since X doesn't have anything with it, you can kind of think of it as it's saying X plus 0. If it said X plus 0, what does that mean to you? It's not doing anything, right? So what's the only thing that's happening? It's only going down 3. So take each point and go down 3. So it's okay if your X or your Y doesn't move. Okay, that happens. Backwards. Now we're going to learn to write the rule. Now, what's important is we're going to write the vector, okay? We start with our original, XY. That's our original image. And then it moves. We have to come up with the rule. So when you write the rule, you have to make sure you write it as a vector, okay? First, we got to figure out what's our original image and what's the new one. Which one's the original, the top one or the bottom one? Say it louder. It is the top one. Why is the top one the original? Because it doesn't have the prime symbols, right? The ones with the prime, that's our second image. Okay. With reflections, how did we write the rule? What did we do with reflections? We drew in what? We drew in the line. Okay? We counted the distance, right? Similar to this, we got to figure out how much our X moves and how much the Y moves. So if Gage picks, Gage, what point are you picking? Q. If Gage picks Q and I pick R, should we get the same thing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so how much do we go to the left or the right? We need to go to the right. How much?
6.
It is 6. So how would I write that if it was 6? X.
Plus 6.
Yep, because we went to the right 6, so it would be plus 6. And then how much do we go down? We do go down 8. Y minus 8. Yep, so if it helps you, right to the side, right 6, down 8. But just make sure you write your answer as that vector in math form. Okay? Questions about translations?